That crater wasn't made by a hammer. It wasn't made by an explosion. It was made by a single drop of water, falling every day for years. And here's the thing about that. The stone never felt it happening. Most people are waiting for the moment everything changes. The breakthrough, the sign, the perfect version of themselves that finally shows up and takes over. But the Japanese figured out something brutal and beautiful a long time ago. That moment never comes. The drop of water does. After World War II, Japan was destroyed. Cities flattened, economy gone, industry in ruins. Within 30 years, Japan became the second largest economy in the world. Not through luck, not through a single genius decision, through a philosophy called Kaizen. Kai meaning change, Zen meaning good. Change for the better, every single day. Not 10x, not overnight, not through motivation. Just 1%, every day. This video is about what that actually means, and why it will quietly destroy every excuse you've ever made. Here's the math. If you get 1% better at something every single day for 1 year, you don't end up 365% better. You end up 37 times better. That's the compound effect, and your brain is terrible at understanding it. Because your brain is wired for immediate feedback. It wants to see results now, or it calls the whole thing pointless. That's why gyms are full in January and empty by March. That's why most people have read 17 books about discipline and haven't changed a single habit. They're waiting to feel the 1% working. But 1% doesn't announce itself. It doesn't send you a notification. It just shows up in who you are 6 months from now, quietly, relentlessly, completely. The brutal truth. If you get 1% worse every day, just a little lazier, a little more distracted, a little more comfortable, you end up 97% diminished in a year. That math works both ways. And it doesn't care how you feel about it. Motivation is real. But it's fuel, not an engine. You can't run a car on pure gasoline with no engine. The fuel just burns up. Most people treat motivation like it's the answer. They wait for it, chase it, build their whole system around it, and then wonder why they keep stopping. Kaizen replaces the question entirely. Instead of, how do I get motivated enough to change? Kaizen asks, what is the smallest possible action I can take today? Not the most impressive action, the smallest sustainable one. Toyota used this to build the most efficient manufacturing system in human history. Not by revolutionary leaps, but by asking every single worker, every single day, what is one small thing we can improve right now? The average Toyota factory generates over 1 million improvement suggestions per year. Not from executives, from the people on the floor. Because Kaizen isn't a top-down strategy, it's a daily practice. And it works in your life exactly the same way. One of the most powerful applications of Kaizen is what I call the 2-minute entry rule. You don't commit to the workout. You commit to putting on your shoes. You don't commit to writing the whole chapter. You commit to opening the document. You don't commit to meditating for 30 minutes. You commit to sitting down, closing your eyes and breathing twice. This sounds embarrassingly small. That's the point. Your brain's resistance to a task is almost entirely about starting, not continuing. Once you're in motion, the brain shifts modes. Momentum takes over. But if the entry point feels large, even slightly, your brain will negotiate you out of it every single time. Kaizen removes the negotiation. You don't ask yourself if you feel like it. You ask yourself, what is the smallest first step? And then you take it, before your brain writes the first excuse. Here's where Kaizen gets uncomfortable for the goal-setting culture. Goals are fine, but they're destinations. And once you reach a destination, or fail to, the whole system collapses. The person who trains for 6 months to run a marathon and then stops the day after crossing the finish line didn't build fitness. They built a goal. Kaizen doesn't care about the finish line. Kaizen cares about the practice. Masaaki, who we've talked about on this channel, didn't train to win duels. He trained because training was the way. The victories were just proof the practice was working. When you shift from "I want to achieve X" to "I am the kind of person who does X every day," everything changes. Your identity becomes the goal. An identity is a lot harder to quit than a target. Most people make the mistake of trying to apply Kaizen to everything at once. New diet, new workout, new sleep schedule, new morning routine, new side hustle. All at the same time. That's not Kaizen. That's overwhelm with a philosophy label on it. Kaizen says, pick one area, go deep, make it automatic, then expand. So here's what I want you to do right now. Pick the one area of your life where the gap between who you are and who you want to be is largest. Not the easiest one, the most important one. For some of you, that's your body. For others, it's your focus, your finances, your relationships, your mind. Write it down. Right now, pause this video. Then ask yourself, what is the one smallest action I could take today in that area? Not tomorrow, not when life calms down. Today, because the water doesn't wait for the right moment to fall. It just falls. Japan rebuilt itself from rubble to the world's most efficient economy. Not because they were lucky, not because they were smarter, because they chose the 1%. Every day, without applause, without a crowd. The drop of water doesn't get celebrated for falling. It just falls. And the stone eventually surrenders. That's Kaizen. That's the only way that has ever actually worked. No soft way out, just the daily drop.